downsized and changed the operations of their Japan studios through a restructure and scale back. That's going to happen it's already happened, but it's been occurring over some time, but it's finally had confirmation. So this studio is very much a lifeblood and, part of the DNA for Sony. So developing games like Ape Escape, LocoRoco, Patapon. I'm going to struggle with Knack and Gravity Rush. And then also, obviously, as well, Astrobot, which has come out of this wider studio. They have provided support on many games. And I think that was one of the biggest facets of how they were organized previously. So, for instance, working very closely with From Software on games like Demon's Souls and Bloodborne, and also The Last Guardian. We have noticed, and we've noted some of the studio execs that have been leaving Japan studios, and just given Japanese business culture, which is not, just same as Western culture, doesn't mean it has to follow this model, but generally in Japanese business culture, most folk stay at the same organization. That's just the way it works. So you'll commonly see people, work at a place for 20, 30, 40 years. And it did seem strange that a lot of people were leaving this studio. A lot of key people were leaving this studio all the way back from November last year and even before then. And then, yes, it does seem very clear now that given the restructures that are occurring in this space as to why some people were leaving and, taking other opportunities when they could. One major thing that the reorg is going to show is they're going to disperse a lot of the talent and teams into other areas of Sony Interactive Entertainment, whether that be their game studios that they own or other operations. And they're going to refocus what was Japan studio and push it all behind Team I've never actually said this word, ASOBI, I guess it is. Team ASOBI, the folk who make Astrobot. And, it's funny because this is actually, the way that we count games is if it's a pack-in, it's counted as a sale. So Astro's Playroom will sell, unless they change how it works, which I don't think they will, but Astro's Playroom will sell as many PS5s as they sell. So if PS5 sells 80 million copies, Astro's Playroom will be regarded as an 80 million seller. So Astro's Playroom is going to go down as one of the highest selling games of all time eventually.
I mean, it's kind of cheating, but you know what? It counts, and it's an amazing game.
It's an amazing game. It's a 10 out of 10 game for me. I love that game so much.
Wow, 10 out of 10.
Yeah, man. I love it.
It's still... It feels like it's weird. It's like it doesn't. I thought at first it'll just be a tech demo, especially because it's bundled in.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's more than a tech demo. It's a game that you could sell standalone, and it'll be an amazing game.
It's a small game. It's a game of the length of games that used to come out in my youth, like SNES.
Yeah, games. And I enjoyed that. I love that. Yeah.
And it's not like a 3-hour game. Like to do everything completed, speed runs, all that kind of. I think I'm now like in the top 10,000 in the speed runs and stuff like that.
Damn.
But I haven't played it that much. But I do want to probably play that a little bit more. But
it's your new Rocket League.
Yeah,
no. Get number one.
I'm actually really excited about this because I love Astro as a character. I think it's perfect for Sony to fall behind as a mascot. And it's shaping up that way. And
it totally is. It's absolutely their mascot now.
And it's exciting to me to see them. And honestly,
Crash.
As much as I want to see VR, like another Astro VR game, I would just love if they made like Astro's Playroom, but like full game. Like try to go, hey, we're going to try to compete against the Mario Odyssey style thing. I think that they could make an amazing game. Like
I think they will probably do that. Guaranteed. It's the new Crash Bandicoot of PlayStation. I reckon.
And it helps that they own it, whereas with Crash they don't. So, but very sad for the folk who have lost what they were doing before this. But hopefully there's some really good opportunities out there.
Well, I feel sorry for the people that have actually lost their jobs because there have been people laid off apparently.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's for me. This makes sense, 100%. And definitely from a business standpoint, there is a big part of PlayStation history that is lost from this restructure. So this studio dates all the way back to like 94. And we talk like just have a look. Go on Wikipedia, check out Japan Studio, and just see the games that they've been involved with. Some of the most iconic PlayStation franchises in history. And so it is very bittersweet. Sweet in the sense that it, like as I said, they're focusing on what makes sense.
Yeah.
But it is leaving a very big part of PlayStation history behind with this change.
And it does show that their approach to exclusives is quite interesting now. They own studios and they really do seem to almost let them do what they want. They just want high quality from them. So, you know, they buy high quality AAA studios and really almost just go, hey, we just want you to stay at that level. That's what we want. And this approach that they were taking with like From Software with Bloodborne and Demon Souls, maybe that was frustrating people as well. I think I'd be really frustrated if I was working on Bloodborne and had some kind of intermediary at Sony sort of going, oh, no, we want the game to be more like this or that. Like if that's their bread and butter, it's almost like, dude, just like if you want us to make an exclusive, great. Tell us the direction and we'll make our game. You know, you kind of know what you're paying for. If you get like a From Software or something like that, or a Blue Point, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting.
Well, I mean, From came back to them, you know, so it mustn't have, the first time around mustn't have been that bad. So.
Yeah, no, fair. I mean, that whole, like, I feel like we could have a whole special segment on sliding doors of what could have happened with Dark Souls, and it could have been an exclusive to Sony, which is crazy to think about. Like, that could have been devastating to Microsoft. But yeah, Mike, like, any other thoughts here?
No, absolutely nothing. Again, just like you guys said, my thoughts do actually go out to the people that have lost their job. I really hope that there's some sort of redundancy type arrangement that they have in Japan as well. I have no idea how they structure that stuff up. And I hope that, you know, if there's people that have been there for a very long time, I can imagine how devastating it would be to lose your job after being at a company for 20 years, especially if culturally that's the sort of thing that you grew up with. So that's, yeah.
And in our last story in the Big Week in Sony podcast,
It just keeps coming, doesn't it?
Sony won't stop.
Sony